This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun, and the real star of today's show is Kamil Franczak. You might remember him from only about a month ago. We talked to him via the internet from Poland. Here we are live and in person at Mazda Raceway. He's here for his big weekend. I guess we're going to call this your pro debut. How you doing, Kamil?
Oh, hi, thank you. I'm doing very well. I'm looking forward for today's race. Yeah. I'm so excited.
I see you have an ear-to-ear grin. You're very happy right now, huh?
Oh yeah, that is a chance of a lifetime for me. So I'm really proud to be there. That I came through this long competition in iRacing. I came through the Barcelona event with friends of MX-5. And yeah, I'm here, so yeah, I'm looking forward for today. I'm so excited. I'm saying it all the time for everybody.
No doubt. Now you've come a long way for a race. You're probably one of the longest traveled people to come here. What's it like going to a different country to race a car?
Oh, I've been there in California in 2013, so I knew that I have to prepare for a very long journey. It was about 16 hours and my flight was delayed 2 hours, so that even made my travel longer. But I managed to take a rest in the plane, so I didn't feel any jet lag. I'm sleeping in a beautiful hotel in Monterey, just at the bay. So I'm even seeing the whales swimming there. So that's a perfect place.
Very, very cool. So I want to talk a little bit about sim racing, but here we are at a real life racetrack. So let's just kind of catch up where we are today. You got very limited time. I mean, you have limited experience in the car. You've never raced at Mazda Raceway in real life. And you got a little bit of practice and then qualifying. What was it like when you first got onto the track?
Oh, so I was impressed. I was really surprised that when I jumped in the car, and did few laps on the track to feel how the car behaves and what track feels like. It was like I was here before, and really big thanks for iRacing because they did a pretty good job. They laser scanned the track. They created the car in cooperation with Mazda in the same time, so the cars feels just like in the sim. The track feels like in a sim. I was practicing on Oculus Rift, so I was prepared for elevation changes and steep uphills because they are really steep.
Oh, awesome. Now, when you drove in Spain, you talked about the Mazda feeling just like it felt, but you'd never driven that track and car before. Now, you have a lot of laps. I mean, we watched video of you racing here at Laguna to actually win the whole competition. So take me through some corners. Are there braking zones? Are there turn-in points? What is the handling and the track like? I mean, is it one-to-one? Are there any slight differences?
I have to say that that is one-to-one comparing to virtual world. The braking zones are the same. Turning in are in the same place. Even whole line is the same place. If you stick to the apex, you feel that you have more grip. You feel that positive vibration of curbs. So you feel that you're on the right spot in the right time. I felt that I was prepared for that. I'm gonna be extremely slow because I have a very limited experience in a proper race car in real world. But I just did like in the sim and it worked. So.
And how long was your first practice session?
It was 25 minutes. So the first practice was to get into the car, to feel the car and track, and try to not to disturb the car too much, to let it go through the corners. So.
And how were your lap times? I mean, a lifetime of sim racing. 25 minutes in the car. And I just want to point out one more thing. This is the Invitational. This is like the best of the best Mazda drivers in the world. So here comes the sim racer from Poland. How are your lap times in practice?
Oh, the first practice wasn't that good for me because I was doing all my best to get into the car and the track. So I wasn't pushing right from the start. I back off with braking points and so on. My corner speed was a bit lower, just to be safe for this first 25 minutes, not to rush anything. So I was second to last from European guys. So that was my first practice, and I did 1:43.8, I think, or sorry, 44.8. So that's really bad time.
A little off your normal iRacing pace, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, it is about 5 seconds slower. But in a second practice session, I started. We analyzed some data and my driving with Andrew, who is a great guy who always win here with on Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca with MX-5 Cup car. So he told me what I'm doing wrong and what should I correct. And after that, in a second practice, I was the quickest guy from European guys. So I think that is a great achievement. I did not expect that at all.
That's fantastic. That's huge gains. And that's Andrew Carbonell, I believe, who worked with Glenn McGee as well, right?
Yeah, that's the same person.
How did qualifying go after the practice?
Okay, so we were prepared for quite a long qualifying, but unfortunately there was an accident on the corkscrew, so we had to finish our practice after our qualifying after about 5 laps. My car was getting better and better every lap, so I was cutting 0.3 of a second a lap. So it wasn't that bad. I turned 1:43.0, so it was flat 1:43. Comparing to the quickest lap time, flat 1:42, or a bit below that. So I think 1 second off is not that bad. I was about to turn 1:42.5, so I think I'm up to pace. I'll try to survive first lap and then build up the speed and catch all the guys.
Now, if 1:42 is the best time, it sounds like the track's running a little bit slow right now.
Oh yeah, it depends on the weather. It's very foggy on the morning here, so it's not that grippy as it should be. Once the session goes on, a lot of rubber is left on the track, so we really can feel that the grip is increasing. But yeah, in simulator I was doing the best lap time 1:38.8. So it's way quicker than real life.
And way quicker than me if you watch my video from last week. So, question, you do a lot of sim racing, you get on the track. Do you think about sim racing while you're driving? I mean, like, are you thinking of the game, your first laps out there?
I mean, in iRacing, we are racing with real people. They are no AI, I know what people in simulator can do. They are sometimes doing stupid things, and we have to be prepared for that. So I think the mentality will be very similar. So there will be people who drive safely. There will be people who want to jump, make a run on the other car. So yeah, I'm gonna do my best to be in the right place in the right time, not to be in a position where I can be kicked off the race or crashed or something like that. So.
Now, we talked off camera a little bit, and we kind of joked how in the Mazda Cup for iRacing that you're used to running up front, and now you're going to be taking a starting position mid-pack. Does that add any pressure or change anything?
Recently, I used to qualify on first position and win on the first position, so I'm just pulling away of the other guys, but I have also a huge amount of experience starting in the middle pack, so I think I know what to do and how to behave to make it safe and not to lose too much.
Okay. Now, Glenn McGee, we talked about him during the interview. You guys have raced together online. Did you see each other on track at all during practice or qualifying?
Oh, I couldn't see him on practice because he was starting behind me, but on the qualifying I was starting just behind him. We had 5 seconds gap between us. I tried to catch him, but we are driving probably in the same pace, so I was just seeing him a little bit dropping the wheel off the curb, so he was leaving a lot of dust on the track. I was trying all my best to catch him, but yeah, a few laps more, and it could be much better. But I'm proud of my results. So, by the way, I'm in a position 10 and Glenn is on 11, so I did better than Glenn. Sorry, Glenn.
There you go. Once again, sorry, Glenn. That's the second time we've heard that.
I think you will catch me in the race. So.
The race, the first race of 2, is coming up in 1 hour, a little over an hour. How do you feel? Are you nervous?
I expected to be nervous, but I'm not. It feels like I've done it before. I know what to do. I'm focused on my thing. I'm not being nervous because I can't. I can't be being an Air Force pilot. I have to be focused all the time, and yeah.
Okay, this is something that I can't get over. So I walk up and I see your name on the side of a car. What's it like coming to the track? Because that car, just so you know, that car is actually provided by Mazda. So Mazda is providing the car that he's running in the race. You show up to the track, and there you see it, Franczak on the side of the car. What was it like seeing your name on a car?
When I first seen my name on the car, I was so excited. It looks so perfect. I just can't believe it happens. That is my car, which I will jump in and do the 45 minutes race on Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. So it's a great feeling. I did tons of photos of that. Yeah, I really like my car, and even the paint is my national flag colors. So that's perfect. Yeah. Perfect.
All right, so. You knew you were coming here. You'd already finished Spain. Have you been driving laps at Mazda Raceway in the MX-5 getting ready, or did you think you pretty much knew everything you were going to know coming here?
Of course I did some practice, but it wasn't like practicing few hours a day. I just jumped in the car and checked if I remember everything I should do. So it was like quick testing, 20-minute testing once a few days. So.
Now, when you got here and you got in the car and you started practicing, did the car feel good? Did you need to make a lot of adjustments?
Oh, actually, thanks to setup brought by Mazda, I'm driving the baseline provided by Mazda, and this baseline feels really natural. And I can say that it's really similar to the baseline which is in iRacing. It's a bit tight on low-speed corners, but it's very natural on the high-speed corners. So I feel really comfortable. I don't fight with the car, so we did not do any changes. Our engineer is perfect in things he's doing. He set up the tire pressure spot on. So after a few laps, my tire pressure was spot on all the time. So yeah.
It makes your life easier to not have to think about setup then.
Oh yeah, of course. In iRacing, I was racing a fixed series in MX-5, so I wasn't thinking about setup. But here we've got people who help us to do. They know what to do, and they are really experienced. So yeah, that's great. We have them.
Now, when I watch iRacing races with you guys, when I've watched the real-life MX-5 series, one thing that is in common between the two is this big swarm of cars. And maybe you're trying to make a pass, but that ends up leaving the door open for somebody else to try to pass you. Have you given thought to running in a big crowd here with these guys?
Oh yeah, the most important thing, you have to be smart. You have to place the car in the right place in the right time. If you want to make advantage of some mess on the track, you can crash with them. So I think you have to stay focused and really and perform really smart. To we've got 45 minutes of race, so there is no rush. We can wait a bit, and after a few laps we can build up the pace and catch slower guys. So that's no problem.
Well, okay, I don't want to hold you too long because I know you got a lot going on. I just want to mention one other thing. I saw some posts by the guys you beat, the guys you competed against, who were congratulating you and wishing you the best at this event. In fact, I think it was Adeko Lopez who said, "I'll be in the car with you, Kamil." So there are a lot of people who are really pulling for you today. Do you feel that you have the sim racing world on your shoulders?
Oh yeah, I think so. And thank you guys for support. I think I'm representing iRacing community, so I'm gonna do my best, and I feel really comfortable with that. So having all the people behind me is really good feeling.
Do the other racers realize that you're just the guy from the computer?
I think not everyone. Yeah, but all the European guys are really surprised with my results because I beat them. There are the guys who are instructors in GT4 car in Nordschleife. There is a guy who won 24-hour Le Mans race. So, yeah, coming from the virtual world to real one and beating them is a great achievement. So I'm really happy.
That is awesome, and I got to just say I am just immensely impressed with the way you've handled yourself throughout it, your composure. There's something when I look at you that just says race car driver. You have this attention to detail and this edge that is very obvious. So what are you expecting? You have 2 races. What are you expecting? What do you think would be a good job for you today?
I think top 10 will be very satisfying because we have to remember that the guys, the Americans, have huge experience on the track, and we can't overcome that being in a 2 practice session and qualifying. So I think I will do much better in the race because it will double my on track time. So for me, every lap here is a huge amount of experience. So I feel better and better every lap. So. I think top 10 would be a great achievement, but we will see. Maybe better, maybe worse. We will see.
One thing that Glenn talked about during his first race was the start of the race and having difficulty getting the car going. Did you do anything to practice race starts?
Actually, today and tomorrow we are doing a rolling start, so it'll be a bit different. But on the first race in your life, it's very easy to be overloaded. So that's no problem to lose few spots. But if you will come back and be calm, you will gain back this position. So the most important thing to be smart and drive safe, because it's my first race. So I'm gonna cross the start finish line in one piece. So that's the most important thing.
That is the #1 goal. Well, Kamil, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I am obviously going to be rooting for you. Everybody in the sim racing community is going to be pulling for you, and I think you're going to make us real proud. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Kamil, good job. Good job,
thank
bud.
you. Only
Very
one
good.
spot.
All right, so Kamil, you've now finished your first race. How'd it go out there?
Oh, as I said before, I decided to a little bit back off from the start and not to push to gain so much position on first lap, because anything can happen on first lap. So I wanted to keep the car clean because the race was long. So yeah, I lost a bunch of positions. So I think I was a bit too safe. But I almost regained all of them. I started on P10 and finished P11. So yeah, I was driving really consistent laps. So the guys who overtook me, they lost the position, then they spun, they crashed. So I'm happy. Yeah.
Yeah, you did really well. Now, before the race, you mentioned in practice turn 6 was giving you a little bit of trouble. I was actually up there, got a couple of shots of you. It looks like you were still having a little trouble getting it into 6 and going off a little bit. Was it scarier or was it always under control?
Oh, I think I'm still doing something wrong with turn 6 because in the initial turn in I got a bit of oversteer. The car is a little bit sliding, so I have to fix it to have a better platform and it will make me more brave into turn 6. So, but it wasn't that bad. Lap after lap, I was doing better and better. So.
And how did your car feel overall? How was the balance?
Oh, the balance is great of the car. So thank you for my team, Long Road Racing, because they set up the car really well. The car is really natural on high-speed corners, which is really important. And the lap time says that the car is very, very well prepared, because I turned 1 minute 42.9 without any draft. So the best lap time of the race was 1:42.4 with the draft. So I think I'm up to pace, but I have to find myself in a better spot for next race to keep up with front pack.
And so when you were out there, were you having fun? Did you make mistakes? How did your driving go?
Oh, I did a bunch of mistakes, especially on shifting. I misshifted more than 10 times, so yeah, I was struggling with that. I know why, so I'm gonna fix it for next race. But I was quite consistent. If I didn't misshift, it would be much better, I think. I was catching guys in front of me, but misshifting made me go slower, so that's the key point to fix for tomorrow.
So you start to catch them, you misshift, you lose a little time, and then you're back again, that kind of ride?
Oh yeah, and I heard via radio that I'm gaining, comparing to the guy in front of me, at least half a second a lap, so I was on a great pace, but once I get close enough to keep in a draft, I misshifted and lost another second. So
what was the problem with shifting?
I think I'm using too much force for downshifting. Upshifting goes pretty well, so that's just a stupid thing I have to fix, so that's no problem.
Are you heel towing or are you just doing independent clutch?
Oh yeah, I'm heel and towing because especially on the turns when you have to brake and turn in the same time, and if you don't bleep your throttle, the car is going sideways, so it's really upset to the car. So I really learned how to proper bleep heel and toe during this race. So every lap I'm getting more confidence. So yeah.
So after the race, did you take some time to kind of think about how it played out and what you would do differently tomorrow?
Oh no, I was completely calm, and I knew what I did wrong with during the race. So there is not too much to analyze, but I have to watch my own bird to see what should I do better in next race, especially on the first couple of turns, not to lose positions.
Now, I will say this, your car came back with not a scratch on it, it looks like. So the car is certainly in good shape for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that was the key thing, to bring the car to the finish line in one piece. So that was the main goal. I did pretty well, and also there was some close racing. I was trying to overtake a few guys, and I did it. So yeah, that was pretty clean racing, as iRacer should do.
I saw you make a really great pass down here in 5 on the inside. You took it late into braking. Were you totally confident? Did you think you cleared? Did you think they'd fight you harder?
Oh, I have to say that was like in iRacing. You have to watch out on the other guys. You really don't know what he is gonna do. But on the same time, you have to fight for position. So it was pretty close. It was pretty fun, and I felt confident.
All right. Were there any scary moments out there?
I had some wiggles on turn 9, very difficult turn. But yeah, I fixed it during the race. I figured out what I'm doing wrong. I was a bit overdriving the car. But after a few laps, I started to do pretty well. So.
Now, after driving the track, do you have a favorite corner on this track that is just so much fun to drive?
Yeah, of course I do. I think the corner number 6 will be my favorite, because I'm getting every lap I'm getting more confident for this turn. I'm feeling pressure.
So it's your enemy, but you will conquer it, and then it will be your pet. It'll be your favorite.
Maybe.
Awesome. Well, great job, Kamil. It was a pleasure watching you work with the car. You're so talented, and I wish you the best of luck tomorrow and further in your career.
Oh, thank you, Shaun. Thank you for being there.